I still remember just being outside in the back of my grandfather's property. We used to go to Pennsylvania during the summer, and I was down in the woods and I was singing Red Hot Chili Peppers, and my brother was with me. And he's like, "Oh my God, you can actually sing!" And that's when I discovered, I was singing it at the top of my lungs and not realizing that those moments would slowly become some of the most important memories in my life. Um, because that's when I realized I could actually sing. But back then I wasn't trying to impress anybody. I wasn't thinking about views or followers or numbers, especially because that wasn't really a thing at that time. But I was just singing because something about music made me feel alive in a way nothing else could. And it's a huge part of my existence. I love recording music and I love making music for you guys. I highly recommend you check out the songs playlist on this channel because I have tons of music for you guys to check out. And the first time I realized I could actually sing when I was singing that, it felt surreal because, I always listened to other people sing and they were so good, and I was really trying to find my voice. And, before Red Hot Chili Peppers, when I actually discovered I could sing, it was like AFI. I was listening to AFI and I was like trying to sing, like, "Hey, Miss Murder, can I?" Which I can sing now, but, it was like that was what was like the thing at the time for me was AFI. I really loved the like aesthetic and like the way that they dressed and stuff like that and the way that he sang. And yeah, it was just really huge when I eventually learned how to sing Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. But singing became more than just a hobby for me because it gave me a way to express emotions I didn't always know how to explain with normal conversations. There were nights where I would put headphones on, I would close my door, and completely lose myself in music. And there were tons of different bands that I would listen to. I would listen to like Korn, Disturbed. We loved like Nickelback at the time as well. Nickelback was huge to me, and I also loved Avril Lavigne. Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? See the way you're acting like you're somebody else. Like, whatever, blah, 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 blah. That wasn't my best singing, obviously, but it was really good. I think one of the reasons I connected with Red Hot Chili Peppers so much was because their music, it had energy, it had emotion. There was some pain in there was some happiness, and soul all mixed together in a way that felt real to me. And that song just stuck with me. When I was younger, I didn't know anything about recording equipment or mixing vocals or making songs sound professional. I just knew I loved to sing, and that feeling alone was enough. I did eventually learn how to produce music through like YouTube tutorials and all that other stuff, but over the years, I realized music has this incredible ability to heal people. And honestly, there were moments in my life where singing helped me hold myself together mentally and emotionally. I love recording music because there's something magical about hearing your own voice come through the headphones after putting real emotion into a track. And it's just like really nice when you like nail the mix and then you look back and it's like, oh my god, I actually did a really decent job on this mix. And I generally just like had a really good time with that. And even if the recording isn't perfect, even if the mix isn't amazing, there's still something beautiful about creating something that came directly from your heart. And some people play sports to escape reality. Some play games to relax. But for me, music became one of the biggest ways I could truly feel free. And there's a huge difference between casually listening to music and actually becoming emotionally attached to creating it yourself, once you start recording, there's a whole new love for it because you're actually making your own music and you spent all these years listening to all these other artists and now you get to be one of them, and it's really cool to become, to live in that same existence as like some of your favorite artists, and I love that reality. Um, Recording vocals always gave me an adrenaline rush because every take feels like capturing a real piece of your emotions forever. Sometimes I listen back to old recordings and hear the growth in my voice, but I also hear the different versions of myself throughout different periods of my life. And, music, it became like a time machine for me because every song reminds me of a specific emotion or a specific memory or a specific chapter of my life. You know, and music can really take you back to those moments, and it can really make for an amazing experience. And you know, like recording music to me almost feels therapeutic because it allows emotions to leave my mind and become something real and creative. And you know, I can put my story into music that can possibly help other people. I mean, I have songs from like all different periods of my life, but like when I was going through different things, but I'm really proud of the music that I've made. I've got 45 videos on the songs playlist, and I'm really proud of all of them. Um, and you I know I'm not like perfect at it, but you know, some of the greatest singers ever weren't loved because they sounded perfect. You know, they were loved because they sounded human or real. And you know, I want my music to reflect real emotions and experiences instead of trying to sound like everybody else. Um, and even if it's not like talking about a specific memory, you know, it really represents a specific moment in my life, a specific mindset, and a specific belief system. And you can listen to all my music and all like the different sounds that I've accomplished with my music and like the different styles, and you can kind of visualize like different moments of my life. And I had certain belief systems, and like pi, ASF, and stuff like that was from like when I was more in like a kind of a darker period of my life, and my belief system was kind of different than it was when I was recording, you know, Blue Skies or something of that nature, you know. But I really enjoyed making that music, and I can't wait to continue to make music because, you know, it's my life and it's my service to the world, you know. I will still do commentary as well, um, because like the fans of the music, they can learn about my life through the commentaries and stuff like that, and it's just extra content for you guys. But honestly, the music will probably be the biggest thing. We'll just have to wait and see, but I just do it all on one channel, you know. I know it's different than what the norm is, but you know, it's what I enjoy doing, and I'm gonna continue doing it. Even if music takes a bigger focus on the channel, you know, you'll still have all of these commentaries to like learn about my life, and there's tons of stuff for like the new viewers. Um, Even if it was just me doing an occasional inspirational short and doing shorts about the music and making like a song every week or something of that nature, you know, that's still, you know, it'll always be Patty Melt, and you'll always have all these commentaries to watch, you know. But as long as I'm able, I'll still make commentary. It just might be like, you know, eventually it might be like once a week or something of that nature, um, or even less. But you know, just to kind of cater to the original fan base. But I really don't know exactly how it's gonna go. But I am gonna be posting a ton of commentary for a little while, at least a few days before I start, you know, working towards music. But that is all I got for this video. I really do appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.